Hello, my name's Buster,
And my name's Boots.
and welcome back to the Beam AI Racing Series for Race 6.
Yes, this time it's American Classics, personally requested by me.
Yes, and why does that not surprise me? But we do have a good selection of vehicles, don't we?
Yes, we have the Firehawk, the BNOG, which was a one-off vehicle made to commemorate the American Air Force, and we have been told specifically we cannot damage it at all.
Yes, we have. We have to take very good care of it. We will see it. It's the last vehicle to run, but yeah, we have to make sure that we don't even scratch it, otherwise we'll be in trouble by the museum.
Yes.
Well, so we have a selection. So we have two L Grands, which are the lowest, the least powerful vehicles of the pack, but and they're both front-wheel drive.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to get on. I don't think they're going to be able to... the BNOG! The BNOG! So I don't think they're going to be able to compete with these bigger, more powerful vehicles.
No, I think they're going to struggle too, but I think they will have more control perhaps over the jumps and the bends. Oh, we have the ambulance standing by in case there are any issues as well. Also, the D35 we have is actually four-wheel drive, whereas all the others are rear-wheel drive, and the two Legrands are front-wheel drive. So we're getting ready to start.
Yes, we're getting ready to start with the little hairdryer.
Hairdryer. Well, it might not be as powerful as the other vehicles, but we'll wait and see. See how he gets on. Because it's only front-wheel drive, and it's got about 200 brake horsepower, but it might be easier to control. Where is he going?
Yeah, I think he's had enough. He's going shopping. It's now sort of the time... Oh, he's trying to drift in a front-wheel drive vehicle.
Yeah, I think what he was trying to do was a front-wheel drive burnout, but it didn't quite happen. But I like his rear wing anyway. The rear wing is looking good. We're ready to start. The first vehicle. Let's see how he gets on. Let's see if he can control himself around the bends. And
Oh, no, he's hit the railing already. That didn't last, did it?
no, it didn't. I was hoping to sort of see that perhaps he'll be able to handle the vehicle quite well. And
oh dear, he's hit the tyres.
yes, he did. And I was sort of hoping that this is sort of the underdog. The little Aero Coupe Turbo is the underdog, and I was wondering whether perhaps it will get around the bends a bit better, but apparently not.
Apparently not indeed. I think he's lost his front bumper, of course. Going for the first jump and the first lap.
So, 47.96, which is not a very good time. Yeah, that's a shame. I was hoping that the little Aero Coupe would... Oh, no.
Well, I suppose you could say he was too tired.
Yes, very funny. He's hit the tyres twice. Very clever. Okay, so let's see if he can improve on that. The first lap was quite bad. He's hitting the railings again. He's all over the place. I don't know. I thought perhaps he'd better control the vehicle a bit better.
No, but apparently not. Going for the end of the second lap.
Okay, 38.75. So definitely an improvement of about 10 seconds or so. Oh yeah, okay. So the bumper, we managed to put the bumper nicely on top of the hood.
Next car is a Vendetta. So we don't have much information on this, but we know it's about just under £4,000.
But we're getting ready to go. We're going to see how good the Vendetta can do. Perhaps...
Well, that's definitely more impressive. We need some American muscle, not some American hairdryers.
Hairdryer? What's the hairdryer?
The Legrand's a hairdryer. It's only got about 200 horsepower, and it's got no power at all.
Okay, so time for some muscle, as you would say.
Yes, muscle. We need to get some muscle involved because we're not here to see some hairdryers.
Okay, no, but I did think perhaps the hairdryer... I mean, no, that's your fault, that is.
Why is it my fault?
Because you kept calling it a hairdryer. No, but I thought perhaps the Legrand would be balanced nicely and would be a bit easier to control. Oh, no. So apparently... okay, the Vendetta cannot handle the power.
Come on, Vendetta. It's time for a Vendetta, and come on, first jump. Go on, son. Oh, drifting nicely, beautifully done, by the way. He's lost his front splitter.
Oh no, he has spun out. He's overcooked it. Oh dear, now he's stalled it. Okay, so it's been overcooked and then it's been stalled. And so I'm not sure how the Vendetta's going to get on.
Looks like he's struggling. What are you doing? Are you drunk? You're not supposed to be drinking and driving. Ah, okay, so we fixed it. We have to go backwards.
Well, backwards up against the railing. I mean, I'm not going to do much for time, is it?
No, but the important thing is that he gets round safely and doesn't completely lose it.
Well, he's already lost it a couple of times, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen next. Okay, we're going for the jump. The time... Oh my goodness.
That's an embarrassing 1 minute 13 seconds.
Yeah, that is quite embarrassing.
And actually, the little hairdryer had done better than the Vendetta.
Another jump. Let's see if he can keep it under control. He's losing it again. He's trying to hold it. Okay, yeah, so overcompensation meant that after holding the drift, he then spun out. And now, he's sliding all over the place.
It must be some oil is on the ground, or it's ice.
What do you mean, ice? It's like, it's like 80 degrees.
No, someone has put ice on the ground, and that's why the Vendetta's all over the place.
Okay, so you are defending the Vendetta. They're facing the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. I think someone has put skid pans on the Vendetta.
Oh, skid pans. Well, I can't see any.
No, but they must be there. I mean, that's why he can't control it.
Okay, so if I get this straight, it's either skid pans or it's ice.
No, I think what happened was that the ground dropped some oil, and that's why the Vendetta's struggling.
Ah, so now it's oil.
Well, okay, cross the line.
1 minute 27. I think the Vendetta might actually hold the record for the slowest time.
Well, at least it did something special.
I suppose you could call that special.
All right, so now it's the Gavril Barstow Kingsnake. 339 brake horsepower, 524 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds. I think this is the one. I think the Kingsnake is going to be the one.
Yes, let's hope that there's no... Wait a minute, let me get this straight. Let's hope there's no oil on the ground. Let's hope that there's no ice on the ground. And hopefully he's going to be okay.
Leo's showing you how it's done. This is how it's done. Look at that. Rolling burnout. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I think he's just showing the Legrand how you do it, because you can't do it in front wheel drive. It's not going to happen.
Well, it's possible to pull off some nice burnouts in front wheel drive, but yeah, the Legrand Aero Coupe didn't manage it, did it?
No, it didn't.
So now we're off for the Kingsnake. That's showing us how it's done.
Misses those tyres like a pro. Off to the first jump. Beautifully done. Well under control. He was on two wheels for a minute, but he kept it under control.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. This is a tidy first lap. Much better than the Vendetta and much quicker than the Aero Coupe.
So, a 33.30. That's a really good time. At the moment, that's the fastest time.
I mean, it's not super spectacular compared to the other races that we've done. But it's definitely a good time. And, yeah, oh my goodness. Two wheels again.
Yeah, this is my boy. Oh, it was my boy until he spun out. And he's damaged the front of his car. He's damaged the hood.
Yeah, but it's a minor hiccup. I think the first lap is good enough. It's got him way out in front. So let's just see now. That spin out is going to cost him. Let's see what time he gets. A 39.07 for the second lap, which means the best lap for the Barstow Kingsnake was the first one. Yeah, that's unusual. It's normally the second lap which is a bit quicker because it's like a rolling lap.
Oh, he's shredding the tyres. That's probably not a good idea. But he replaced his tyres in time for the main race.
So the next one, a Bruckell Legrand Custom, 207 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in 7.2 2.
Now, can he do better than the other hairdryer? That is the question.
Hairdryer. Well, anyway, so let's see how he gets on. This again is front-wheel drive, and okay, so we're gonna get a front-wheel drive burnout. There you go. That's how you do it.
Yes, because the first hairdryer didn't have the power to pull off a front-wheel drive burnout.
Okay, fair enough. No, but the custom, this one has the power and has pulled off a nice little front-wheel drive burnout. So getting set up, ready to go.
All right, let's see how he does. This is just 200 horsepower, and it's front-wheel drive. I don't expect it to do very well, like the first one. The first Legrand did badly.
Well, yeah. No, that is right. But I reckon that being sort of nicely balanced, front-wheel drive, just remember the Vendetta. The Vendetta was all over the place.
Well, you have a point. The first jump done. Yep, dealt with the jump nicely.
Yeah, that's hard to get out there. It's hard to get some kind of compliment from you, isn't it? When something doesn't have 1 million brake horsepower.
Well, not always. 32.92. Well, there you go. Buster, that's just for you, my friend. The Legrand Custom has taken the first place away from the Kingsnake.
Beautiful jump. Now, I do think... Now, look, it might be controversial, but I think that this Legrand Custom can do good things.
Well, he doesn't have the power, though, but...
Yeah, but it's not always about power, is it? That's a 2920. Okay, so, I mean, on the grand scheme of the series itself, 2920 is not a great time, but I mean, it's not bad. I mean, for this race particular, it's a good time. Okay, so the Burnside Special Custom Ute, 242 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in 7.3.
Okay, so apparently the Ute doesn't have a big load of power, but it's just done a burnout in situ, literally in the paddock, has done a burnout and holding it still.
Very nicely done. Yes, so this is the Burnside Special Ute. It doesn't have much power over the rear it doesn't have much weight over the rear axle. So I suppose perhaps it can spin up those rear wheels a bit easier as there's no real weight over the rear axles.
Yeah, I think you're right. But I'm wondering if that's going to make it. Oh, it looks great though. The Ute looks beautiful, and it's doing nicely. And but I just wonder whether because there's no weight over the rear axles, whether it might make it spin out.
Yeah, it might do. And oh goodness, yeah, you can see that the problem is because there's no weight over the rear axles, and you've got the V8 over the front, so it's very front heavy.
Exactly. I don't know the percentage of the weight distribution, but majority of the weight is over the front, which might make it a bit difficult to control.
Yeah, and it doesn't have like a massive amount of power either. Okay, 42.79. So I think that puts the Special Ute into second place at the moment.
Yeah, it was a bit wallowy there as he landed, trying to regain control. On for another jump. Oh no, oh dear. Oh, he spun out again.
Yeah, I think it's to do with the fact that there's no weight over that rear.
Do you think perhaps he should have put some bricks in the back?
Maybe just to sort of, get that weight balance a bit better, perhaps a bit more manageable.
Yeah, maybe he should have done that. But coming around for the last lap, what have we got? 44.85.
Not a bad time. I think that puts the Special Ute into second place.
Yes, so next is the Gavril Bluebuck V8 Sadie limited edition, and unfortunately we don't have any information on this, but it does sound good.
I agree with you, it does sound good, and this again is a bit of a classic.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so the meal of the day is burnout. When I say meal, I mean eating up the tyres.
None of these drivers are going to have any rubber left by the time they get going.
No, here goes Sadie Sadie's getting ready to start, just lining up on that the start line.
Let's see how Sadie does.
Sadie has a low centre of gravity, but again, doesn't look like there's a whole load of weight over that rear axle, so it'd be interesting to see how it gets on.
And also there's quite an overhang, isn't there? So it's not like a really long wheelbase. Oh my goodness, already.
Sadie's spun out already.
So if you look, there's quite an overhang over the rear, and I wonder if that's causing it a bit of trouble to keep control.
Yeah, and I think it's probably one of the lighter vehicles, perhaps. And with all that power, which we don't know what power it has. Oh, look at that, flying! Flying like a Thunderbird.
Yeah, I suppose you could say. But Sadie has spun out again. I think Sadie's is really struggling to keep that control. I think with the power this thing has, normally convertibles are a little heavier because, of course, the structure of the body has to be strengthened to deal with the fact that it has no roof. But I think this vehicle is fairly light. And okay, so first lap, 1 minute 4 seconds 09.
And Sadie has spun out yet again. Oh dear, Sadie's having all sorts of trouble. All sorts of trouble.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you're just eating up your tyres. I mean, I don't know.
You might be able to warm up the tyres, perhaps, which might help with grip. But if you completely burn out your tyres altogether, melt them down, then you may have no grip at all. So I don't really know.
Let's see how Sadie does in this jump.
I must be honest, Sadie is jumping beautifully.
Yes, I think Sadie as well is jumping beautifully, and perhaps Sadie's learnt a little bit. Sadie has a bit more control, and okay, it's the end of the second lap. 54.08.
At least an improvement. I think Sadie could have done better, but I think perhaps that power has been put to the pedal to the metal, which you can see the rear's sliding out all over the place. Oh dear.
I think at this point Sadie's given up. I'm not really sure what's going on. Oh, we have smoke from the engine. Oh dear. So I think that's it.
At least Sadie can get back to the paddock under her own steam.
No pun intended, eh? There is plenty of steam coming out of the front end. I think perhaps the coolant's, one of the pipes of the coolant is snapped or something, and the radiator hoses or something. I don't know, but we'll have to find out later on.
Okay, so we're getting set up for the next vehicle. Now, this is the Gavril D35, also known as the Beast. 500 brake horsepower and 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. And as well, this is the only four-wheel drive vehicle in the race.
No, you're right. So it will be a bit harder to break traction, but perhaps this is what what we need. You know, we need traction. We need a four-wheel drive system. Perhaps that's going to aid in the landing and going around that bend.
Yes, although he's got 500 horsepower, but he's got a lot of weight, and I didn't quite catch the power to weight ratio, but I think it's probably not as good as some of the others.
But that said, having four-wheel drive and that extra weight, I think perhaps, look, so the jumps aren't going to be quite as difficult. I think this won't be as an interesting 2 laps.
No, I think you're right. It's not going to be quite so interesting, but let's see how the Gavril D35 Beast does. Another jump.
Okay, so the first lap is 39.70, so that means that puts the Beast at the moment into, what, 3rd place? So doing quite well.
Yeah, so he's got to carry that extra weight. But that means that perhaps he doesn't go too high up on the jumps. And with that four-wheel drive system, the Beast is doing, well, fine round the bends.
Yeah, not quite as interesting as the Vendetta.
No, it wasn't, was it?
Okay, second lap, 36.64. That's a really good time. You know, for this isolated race 6, that's not really a bad time.
Okay, so the last vehicle to go, the Bruckell Firehawk BNOG, 945 brake horsepower. But the power to weight ratio, because this thing is super heavy, the power to weight ratio is not very good. I think it's actually the worst power to weight ratio we have.
Yes, it is. This thing has the power, but I think all the extra running gear and the extra wheels and tyres and axles is... and that massive engine, that's a V16, so... oh, burnout there, look at that.
And this thing sounds beautiful. It sounds awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's some kind of plane engine. It's just some kind of biplane engine. Who knows? But the BNOG is getting ready to go. This is the last vehicle to go, so this will then be the decider. After this vehicle, we'll know all the positions for the main race.
Yes, and the main race is coming, so stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that. I mean, we've got a mixture of vehicles. We've got some... Yeah, look, the rear wheel's spinning up as it's got like quite a big weight to push forward.
Yeah, it does. And it has the extra 2 wheels as well to push through.
But so far so good. And like I said... Okay, that was fair enough. Nice little jump. And as I said, we need to keep this thing in good shape because this has to be returned to the museum in pristine condition.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I think I trust the driver. I'm sure we'll better get this back in one piece.
So a 32.86. What? There's oh dear. So okay, so the BNOG hit the barrier, and we haven't really got a good angle yet. So I don't know how much damage there is. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Do you think we're going to get this thing back to the museum in one piece or not?
It might need a T-cut, and I think we might need to give it a clean.
Well, and the rest. Okay, second lap, 31.12. Wow, that's a really good time. So where does that put? Puts the Firehawk in second place.
It is a little bit damaged. There are some dents on the Firehawk.
I'm hoping that we won't get charged too much. I'll have to speak to the insurance company.
Yeah, you better do that. You better do that because the driver's not giving up either, and I think it's only going to get worse.
Oh dear. Do you think they'll let us, after what's happened to the BNOG, do you think they're going to let us have it for the main race?
Yeah, I think it's not really that badly damaged.
Oh dear. Okay, so now it's quite badly damaged. I'm hoping that the museum let us keep the BNOG for the main race because the BNOG, the Firehawk BNOG, did a good time and got into second place. And so I think it's got a good chance, providing it doesn't damage itself like it has now. I think that BNOG has a good chance of perhaps winning the race 6 when all the cars get together.
Okay, so we have now decided the grid positions of all of the vehicles. Make sure that you come back and you stay tuned for the main race 6.
Yeah, make sure that you do. It's going to be interesting. There's some interesting looking vehicles here. And I think there's 2 in particular, the Vendetta and the Sadie, that could not go 2 seconds without spinning out. So I don't know what's going to happen there.
I think perhaps they might need some kind of a race between them as they're both as bad as each other.
Might be a good idea. But the BNOG is in second place. And in first place, it's the Legrand, the custom Legrand. So that's interesting. You've got quite a mixture. You've got like, you've got all that power in the BNOG Firestorm. And then you've got the underpowered Legrand Custom front-wheel drive. And the Legrand Custom is actually in first place.
Well, yeah, it will be interesting. I'm sure that the Firestorm will rip the Legrand apart. Okay, so first place, the Bruckell Legrand Custom. Second is the Firehawk BNOG. Third is the Kingsnake. Fourth is the Beast, the G35.
And fifth is the Legrand Aero Coupe. Sixth is the Burnside Special Ute. Seventh is Sadie. Eighth is the Vendetta Race Car.
So make sure you stay tuned for the main race. It will be coming very soon. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, me neither. I can't wait to see what happens. It's going to be interesting.
Yes, but with all that said, we shall see you in the next one.